Now, the topic today is green print worth it? And I have a bit of a problem with the name or the phrase green print because it's a bit meaningless.
And when we think about green print, we think about sustainability, and it's a way of doing business as opposed to a set of techniques. And I think it's incumbent on us as a consumer of print services, which we then sell to customers, to make clear our environmental standards. We do that with a supplier code of conduct, which is modeled on the 10 principles of the United Nations Global Compact, which includes environmental considerations. As you mentioned about having internal auditing, external auditing to make sure that those standards are being met.
I think the key point about greening of print is that as an industry, we're a huge industry. We consume an enormous amount of raw materials, the bulk of which are paper-based and are sustainable by and large as a matter of course. But we're a bad boy of the world, because lots of people will take their car full of paper to the recycling dump. It's a very visible part of the process that we're involved in. And by and large, I think that the greening of print is making us as an industry probably less bad than we were.
In North America, the vast majority of printers have been environmentally conscious for over a decade. They don't use toxic chemicals. They use lean manufacturing, quality control in order to cut waste on the press. Make-ready sheets are down to the lowest number they have ever been at. We have been environmentally conscious, and most printers in Europe, they have been doing the right thing. So it's not like they have to start, Laurel. They already started, and they're already there. Printers are the model for sustainability. Go to, pick one at random. Get somebody walking by and pull them out, and let's go to their plant. You will not find that they are doing things that are environmentally unconscionable. They are doing all the right things. And the thing I object to is that they have to pay someone to convince you that they're doing that.
Is that why there's only a handful of ISO 14001 accredited printers in the US?
Why do I have to be ISO in order to be a good printer?
It's a measure, that's all.
Yes, but I can be a very good printer and not have that.
So I think you can be a very good printer and not be ISO accredited, etc. But I think it's really, as Sean said, if you can go through a structured process in order to gain an accreditation, it forces a discipline on you that makes you look at waste right across all of your activities, makes you think about planning for the future, the steps that you're going to take. You put a sustainability plan in place. Many of these accreditations, and here in the UK, I think the best thing available is ISO 14001, but maybe in other parts of Europe you have Nordic Swan in the Nordic countries, or Imprimver in France, which are more tailored to the printing industry.
But I think the point has to be made that on FSC, it's not that I pay them once and it goes away. I have to pay them every year to keep that in force. And ISO, to me, there are very good people who run printing plants, and they do a very good job at it. I don't think I need a process from the outside. I think it just makes work for consultants.
One thing that we're starting to see in some parts of, with some major brand owners in some parts of the world, is they're starting to use sustainability certifications as a discriminator. So, for example, Nike in the US, unless you have certain sustainability certifications, you can't print for Nike.
Sustainability is a way of doing business. It's a supply chain issue. And it seems to me, from what everyone is saying, none of it works unless you really engage your customers and you work with them to find out what they need, what they want. You can either be reactive and listen to them pressuring you, or listen to the market pressuring you, or you can be proactive and take responsibility yourselves. I would recommend using standards such as 14001, but even the basics of coming up with your own environmental policy is a good starting point.